Hello there, you're listening to Rock Made of Metal on YouTube with myself, Ian Burley, and welcome to the 5-part feature of 5 bands, no cap. This is a feature where I interviewed 5 bands who were to perform at one concert. Now, the concert this time was Mosh Live's Tour 2013 in the UK. The bands I interviewed were Bride in Verona, Obey the Brave, Chelsea Grin, Amur, and of course, Attila. Now, this introduction is pre-recorded, but once I stop talking, it will be live as it was on that day. So, with that said, I'll stop talking now, actually, and let my guest introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Fronz. I'm the vocalist of Attila.
Sweet. And right now you're on tour on the Mosh Lives tour. I mean, how's that gone for you?
Oh, it's awesome, man. Bunch of great bands that we've toured with in the past, and it's awesome. Badass lineup.
Sweet. I mean, it's a kind of fantastic lineup as well too. Like all these kind of hardcore kind of bands as well too, kind of on the one spot. You know, it must be kind of it's like less of a gig, almost more of a showcase of hardcore bands in a wee bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of everything. It's perfect. It's a good tour package.
Yeah. And you've kind of toured a lot with these bands before as well too. I mean, it's a good sense of community you've got there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no one on this tour that we haven't previously toured with, so it makes it kind of easy on us. You know, yeah. We're all friends already, so no worries here.
Absolutely. Does that mean anything kind of happens on stage by any chance? I mean, since you're so comfortable with each other, I mean, what's kind of the environment like when you're touring?
What do you mean, like on stage? Like,
I can ask 2 questions. Like when you're kind of like touring and stuff like that, does it kind of help with like the great kind of community? Does it help you put on better shows for people who are out there and stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's because we're all just really comfortable. You know, like there's no weird vibes or anything. Everyone's just chilling hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of something else about the tour as well was it's I mean it's a very long tour. It's like a 5-week tour that you're doing and stuff like that. Maybe I've interviewed bands who've done like 4-day tours and stuff like that a lot lately, yeah. But it seems like a lot of dates and stuff like that. You've just started. I mean, how are you? What do you think about it?
I wish we did 4-day tours. That would be awesome. Sometimes I'm just kind of honestly over touring because we're gone so much, and it's just like it kind of stinks, you know. But yeah, this is a long tour and it's really cold. It's a long tour to be cold, so it's weird. I'm used to the States where it's like really, really nice out right now, and you know, I can do 5 weeks in the heat, but 5 weeks in the cold, this is ooh, ouch.
We've not even got a summer as well too here, actually.
No, that's what I heard. I feel so bad for you guys. Gosh. Oh God, no heat.
I know. Eventually it will come. Someday will love us and stuff like that as well too. But you're kind of speaking about, you know, like you're kind of going like, oh God, you know, it's getting like a wee bit hard and stuff like that. You're kind of missing, you know, kind of the whole normal life, I would say, they put there, and then yeah.
What was that?
Are you missing the normal life and stuff like that then?
Yeah, definitely. I really miss the normal life because I think it's just from touring so much. Like, after doing this for years and years and years, it's like, you know, I'm glad that I tour and I enjoy it and I don't take it for granted, but, you know, it makes you realize that normal life is actually pretty cool. You know, there's a reason that people stay with their families and all that kind of cool stuff, because it's like awesome and fulfilling. So is touring, so it's just a give take. You got to do both, you know.
Exactly. Well, cool, awesome, sweet. Well, the good thing about it is you guys were saying that you were working on if I'm right in saying you guys were working on a new album for 2013, if I'm right in saying, yeah,
we are. We actually just finished our new album. It's gonna come out this June while we're on Warped Tour. And we just finished recording it in February with Joey Sturgis, and it sounds amazing. It's an insane album. It's gonna be wild.
Okay, so tell us then, like, how is it going to be wild? What's like the progression from like your last album to this album?
I would just say we got heavier and crazier, and it's just it's a little bit less about partying, but it's more offensive. It's got more like rap influence, so to speak. So yeah, it's off the deep end. It's crazy.
Are we gonna have some rapping interludes by any chance? So.
Yeah, there's rap tracks on it. There's crazy stuff. It's it's still the Attila sound. It's just a progression of our sound. So.
Well, how about you kind of go through as like some of the themes then, and like like kind of lyrically the kind of themes then that you're kind of talking about. You're saying it's less about partying and more about other stuff. So like kind of specifics of that then. I mean, what's what can you tell us about that?
There's lots of songs on the album that people can relate to. Like there's a song about people that talk crap about you behind your back. There's a song about I don't know. There's songs about everything. I kind of hit like a lot of subjects that I've been meaning to get out of me. There's a diss track on the song where I call out a bunch of people I really don't like. There's also a track on the album about how like bands would treat us like crap and wouldn't want us to tour with them like a couple years back, and those same bands will like beg us to tour with them now. And it's like, where were you when we needed, when we wanted to tour, and you denied us and said all that shit about us, and now you want us to tour with you. So I don't know, just people treat you differently, it's kind of crap.
Cool. Well, tell you what then, I'm looking forward to that in June then as well, to hear that. We'll leave it as a surprise how you've called it for the album as well too, so we'll see how that goes. But kind of something else, I've been saying this to every band, and every band has said, never say die, which is true. However, I'm still going with the theory of I'm probably never going to be in a situation for a very long time when I'm interviewing 5 hardcore kind of bands, sub-genres aside. I'm never really going to be in that situation again for a very long time. So I was kind of thinking about doing kind of like a documentary kind of style idea as another feature as well too on the show later on. So I was kind of hoping to ask you just a couple of questions about that. Let's go. Yeah, first of all, just like, how did you yourself get into like the hardcore genre yourself?
I was just young, and I had older cousins that got me into the music, and it just it felt right. I just enjoyed the music, and it was a good outlet for anger and just rebellion.
Is that what kind of inspired you then about the album, was kind of the anger and rebellion? What was it inspired you about the genre of music?
Well, it's a little bit of everything for me personally. It's like, it's a mixture of that rebellious feeling, and it's also just wanting to party and have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's kind of the good thing, because you find like a lot of bands kind of talk about a lot of those different genres as well too in this kind of music. I mean, usually it's normally... Oh. Don't worry about that, let's go. I was looking over to see if you're alright, to be honest. Don't worry about it, man, let's go. Don't worry about it, man, let's go. No, that's no problem. But yeah, as you were saying, yeah, kind of like, it's one of the things that a lot of like people, when they perceive this kind of music, it's a lot about like, anger and kind of screaming in your face and stuff like that. I mean, do you necessarily kind of agree with that kind of perceived image of the genre?
I mean, every band's different. Like, some bands are based on anger, some bands aren't. I would just say overall we're based on just partying and living life to the fullest and that kind of vibe, and not as much anger, but we definitely have really angry parts, and especially on the new album we've got angry stuff too. So every band's different, like there's really angry bands, there's positive bands, but we could all be doing hardcore still, so
And kind of lastly as well to ask, and then I'll leave you to your dying ways as well too. Like kind of last question about it was, normally when it comes to each kind of like genre of music and stuff like that, normally it's kind of like, like they represent something within the music, well, like for instance, synthpop metal may represent ideas of kind of love and, fantasy and stuff like that, and hard rock may represent, wild times and being crazy and living on the edge and stuff. So with that kind of idea, like, what would you say the hardcore genre in generally speaking, hardcore genre would represent in the world?
I always viewed hardcore and metal as just like a heavier version of just rock and roll was based on just, rebellion and, being different and not being Christian and stuff like that. It was based on, that's one thing I dislike, is all the heavy Christian bands. I really dislike that personally, because I don't think that's what rock and roll is about. I don't disagree with Christian music. I just think Christian music should be like gospel and, that church stuff. But I think hardcore metal is just based upon, just rebellion and living life on the edge, just crazy stuff, you know?
Absolutely. All right, cool. And then the last question, of which, by the way, is completely off the wall, completely not related in any way, just one of those kind of fun questions, right? I was talking to somebody who said that, oh yeah, every metal band has a zombie, plan of when the inevitable invasion of the zombies happen. Do you have that plan?
Well, we're from Georgia, so we have a lot of redneck friends, and we would just go to our redneck friend's house and grab a ton of guns, because we know some people that have lots of guns. So I would just stock up on guns for my friends, and I would just ride around and shoot everyone.
Even the survivals?
Whatever.
So that was an interview I had for my personal hard rock / heavy metal platform, Rock Made of Metal. If you liked what you heard, then good, because this channel is all about connecting the fan to the band. If you want to be connected to all the latest hard rock / metal news, then please subscribe to this channel. Then check out www.rockmadeofmetal.wordpress.com. There, send in your messages of what you want to hear from next and from who, and I'll do my best to get that sorted. Thank you so much for listening in, and I hope to hear from you.